Welcome back to Heroes of Faith Spotlight. Family, today we are going to talk about a man who didn't just believe in miracles, he built a city for them. With prayer in his heart and a blueprint in his hands, he carved a community out of open fields, houses, streets, and at its center, a place where
The year is 1876. Australia, a terrible plague is sweeping through the colony. Young John Dowie is a pastor, but his heart is breaking. He isn't preaching sermons, he is burying his friends.
40 funerals in a matter of weeks. Can you imagine the grief? He stood over those open graves and asked a dangerous question. God, is this sickness from you? Is this your will?
And then the light broke through. He opened his Bible to Acts 10:38. He read that Jesus went about doing good and healing all who were oppressed by the devil, not God.
He carried this fire to America, landing in Chicago. But the world wasn't ready for a gospel of power. The doctors, the press, even the churches, they rose up against him.
That truth changed everything. He rushed to the bedside of a dying girl. He didn't beg, he prayed with authority. The fever broke instantly. The plague stopped right at his doorstep.
They arrested him over 100 times in a single year. But you cannot chain the wind. Every time they put him in jail, his congregation doubled. He turned the courtroom into a pulpit.
Hey, he wasn't fighting flesh and blood. He was fighting for the right to believe God. He stood before thousands and declared that Jesus Christ is the healer, the same yesterday, today, and forever.
But Dowie had a bigger dream. He didn't just want a church, he wanted a sanctuary. He purchased 6,000 acres of land to build what he called Zion City.
Imagine a place where the factory whistle blows and the whole city stops to pray. A place with no hospitals, no alcohol, and no crime. Just a community living.
The critics had their arguments, but Dowie had the evidence. He hung thousands of crutches, braces, and wheelchairs on the walls of his auditorium.
Each one of those crutches represented a life restored. The blind saw, the lame walked. The silence of the skeptics was broken by the sound of walking sticks hitting the floor.
They arrested him over 100 times in a single year, but you cannot chain the wind. Every time they put him in jail, his congregation doubled. He turned the courtroom into a pulpit. He was a mighty general.
You see, the revival didn't die with him. Out of Zion City came the greatest healing evangelists of the 20th century. John G. Lake, F.F. Bosworth, they all learned the ways of God.
Across the world, people gather, hands lifted, hearts open, believing for healing. But more than a century ago, one man dared to draw a plan, to build a place where the sick could find hope and the wounded could find mercy. He called it the House of Healing, and it became a beacon that would light the way for...
His plans are just lines on paper until someone dares to build. He carried more than a blueprint, he carried a conviction. With a compass and a call, he staked a city on faith, and out of prairie dirt, the House of Healing rose. JohnAlexander Dowie proved God listens to the bold.
We are building a library of faith here. If this story encouraged you, please join our family by subscribing to Heroes of Faith Spotlight. Let's keep these fires burning together. Be bold in your faith this week. Remember, the same God who healed in Zion is with you right now.